I have found a really useful feature within InDesign that allows you to print, for example, business cards at home or in the office on your own printer without having to go to a print shop to run off a small run of business cards. This feature is called Step and Repeat. Let's have a look how we would do it. We navigate to the new file option. I'm going to use 210 by 297, which would be our standard A4 dimensions. I'm going to create a one page. I'm not going to have facing pages ticked. I'm going to have one column. We'll add in the default 5mm bleed and we say create. Now let's say, for example, we are going to do some business cards. We're going to navigate to the toolbar. We're going to select the rectangle tool and we're simply going to click on the page, anywhere on the page, and it's now going to ask us what size rectangle we would require. Typically a standard business card would be 90 by 50, and this is the dimension of a business card. Let's go and populate it with some information. Let's take the type tool. As mentioned in one of the previous videos when we started inputting text, you do want to see the I-beam, which is your insertion point, with the square dots around it, because you don't want to actually be typing into the rectangle. So we want to simply go and drag out a text frame, and let's go and create the name for our business on the business card. Let's call this one Sticks and Stones. I will do exactly as I've done before, so this is a bit of recapping as well. I want to make sure the text frame is selected. I've got the character panel open. The text frame is selected. I can now use the up and down arrow keys on the keyboard, and I can now access the different fonts that are available on my system. That will show you exactly what it's going to look like. Let's say we choose this one. I'm going to increase the font size. So I'm just going to highlight the value. I'm going to use the up arrow. What I'm going to do next is very important and also part of recapping. We need to fit the frame to the contents. The frame, we weren't sure what size to make, so we made it big. But if I want to center it, you can see that the center of this text frame is lining up with the end of the box. There's no smart guide indicating where the center is, because we've got a very large text frame trying to align it with the size of our business card. So what we'll do is we're going to right click, we're going to go to fitting, we're going to select fit frame to content. Remember, the text frame we made large, content is the text. We are now able to move it in, and immediately you move it in, you can now see the green smart guide, which is indicating that we are now in the center of the business card. So that is the value of fitting frame to content. Let's just go and add some details. We're going to add very basic details. And what we'll do here is we'll use character formatting so we can keep this in one text frame. I'm just going to press enter, and we can type in, for example, email, and we can type in a mobile number. Why are we not seeing any of the information I've just typed in? Because as mentioned in previous lectures, InDesign does not automatically allow for extra typing in the preset text frame. So it's kept the preset size, but the information is still there. I'm just going to press the escape key so I'm back in the selection tool. And if I open up the frame, I can now see that it's all there. Remember, we did this in overset text. Let's go drag that in. We can now right click, we go to fitting, fit frame to content. I'm going to move that in, and I'm going to have it just off to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the text. I'm going to use Arial narrow regular, and I'm going to just adjust the leading, the spacing in between the lines. And again, we have overset text. We just go and open that up. Just to finish off the design, I'm going to just use the line tool. I'm going to draw a line at the bottom. I'm going to hold the shift key so that it'll constrain it to 90 degrees. I need to use the stroke panel for this, or I can go and use in the control panel, I can go and increase the weight to maybe 3. So we didn't essentially have to go and use the stroke panel because we've got some basic stroke features available in the control panel, and we can select maybe the thick thin line, and maybe just increase that to 4. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to select with the normal selection tool. I'm going to draw a selection around all of the shapes, and I'm now going to go and group these shapes into one, so that when we duplicate our business card, it's going to duplicate the whole business card and not just certain elements. We navigate to the object menu and we select group. Now we can move it across. Let's move it maybe to the column. With our content now in place, we'll now navigate to the edit menu and we will select step and repeat. Now we can see that everything is good on the first column, but on the second column we need to just adjust the horizontal offset. So I'm going to just highlight that, and I'm going to use the up arrow or the down arrow so that I have evenly distributed and positioned this content. And we say OK. We may want to print 6 of the same name, but should you want to change the name, we simply double click on the existing name and we can change the name. We can now edit it to, we can now go and edit that line of text, and we're now in the group, so we can just continue highlighting and we can type in a new name of our choice. So there you have this wonderful tool that is called Step and Repeat that allows you to do a quick batch of business card printing, for example, or something that needs to be duplicated in the convenience of your home or in your office. Should you wish to generate additional names, what you can simply do now, because we've set up a template, is we can right-click in the Pages panel on the thumbnail and we can select Duplicate Spread. And again, we can now go in and double-click and edit the names.